What's going on, everyone? Seth Miranda.
Dave Brusca.
This is Adorama Rewind.
So let's get to the first story.
Yeah, so the EU court rules that online photos can't be used without permission, meaning you have to use hyperlinks instead of the actual media.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of a big deal for a lot of people, in situations especially when it comes to journalism and things like that. You know, like this is amazing news, and it's great that
it's protecting creators.
Yeah, it's great that the EU court is protecting creators, the content creators, and copyright holders.
Yeah.
Which you know, this is kind of a reverse situation to a couple weeks ago with the Virginia situation where the court ruled against the photographer.
Yeah,
so,
we talked a couple episodes ago about how it's affecting U.S. internet use is fair, apparently, but this is really protecting the content creator, but it's also going to slow down the output of media, because if we have to constantly ask for permission and things like that, there's that one little extra step, but it's protecting the imaging. So yeah. I don't think the hyperlink is the issue. We might just one day see blogs that have no images and just are linked straight to the original source. What's that going to be like? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all in new territory here, and we'll see how this all turns out. It's going to be a slow process in the digital age. So.
Yeah, we're still feeling ourselves out there on this. So, but speaking of protection, the French Secret Service intercepted a drone near the president's summer home.
Yeah, so this is kind of crazy. As they say in the article, it probably wasn't an assassination attempt, but it was, you know, with the events that were going on and the recent drone attack in Venezuela, they didn't want to take any chances, and so they downed this drone that was getting close to the summer home.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like this island, essentially, and
non-lethal, just completely jammed it with a signal, and but it was targeted. It wasn't like they constantly have this signal going out there and it just keeps killing drones. They saw it and they went after it.
Right.
It's just more, we don't know this frontier of drones yet. We don't know what's gonna happen here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's interesting. I mean, like technically, even in a lot of the U.S., you have to have a license to pilot these things, but most people seem to forego that because it's super easy to get your hands on it. I actually remember a time when just like walkie-talkies had this same kind of issue.
You needed licenses for anything over 2 miles, things like that.
Yeah, but it was still easy to just buy the higher power ones.
But you know, I think we're going to get into a place where we get the same permits as helicopter travel. So it's very interesting. If you're a drone pilot and you have any insight on this, hit us in the comments. Let's talk about this, because where's this going? How limited is the drone space going to get?
Yeah. Do you fear that people will fear drones too much to become super restrictive as far as where you can fly them? Because that could also influence the quality and content of drone footage that we get in the future. So,
well, I mean, is any of this stopping you from buying a drone? Are you going, well, what's the point of this if I can't fly it anywhere? Is it going to stop drone sales? Are drone sales going to affect what actually comes out technologically?
Yeah.
So
everything's relative.
It's crazy. So let's talk about that. But since we were talking about the French space, a French company called Blade, which also put out a PC gaming streaming service called Shadow.
Right.
Huge.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Yeah.
It's no longer a matter of what platform you have. You can use this service to get the game regardless of what you're using.
Yeah. This basically you can run it on laptops or phones, anything with a screen and access to the internet.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very interesting service. I can see from the people that have reviewed this service that it's got some lag time here and there, which kind of is a given based on you're sending your controls to this server, and then it sends you a feed of the video, and then you make your changes based on that.
Well, anybody that games online knows that sometimes the connection just isn't there, and there's like crazy chugging and things going on, frame rates dropping. You look like you're over there to somebody, but you're really over here. It's like all sorts of issues.
Yeah.
So we don't know where this is at on that level yet, but this could very well be the future of gaming. No more console-specific things. I mean, it doesn't matter about what you're using. It's about just getting to a platform.
I think that the key to this internet service is probably something along the lines of distributing the server network over many geographical areas to kind of make it faster with the latency issues, but also getting to a point where internet service is just faster.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like so much stuff it relies on an internet connection, and yet we're still not there. There's plenty of parts of America that doesn't have fast enough internet connection to play Overwatch. I mean, Fortnite sounds like it's huge, but it kind of isn't when people can't even have enough internet to use these things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Some things are moving faster than others. I don't know where we're going to land on this, but this is definitely a step towards where gaming probably will end up, in my opinion. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I mean, I can see it.
I mean, look what's happening now. So speaking of streaming services, Gamefly, what was considered a pinnacle of gaming services, shutting down.
Yeah.
Service ends August 31st, kids.
It's crazy. I mean, this is still a really big streaming service when it comes to games. So.
Yeah, 100%. In fact, it was probably like the only one. People call it the Netflix of gaming.
Yeah.
Was it behind the? Did it not reach the curve of what Shadow is doing? Was there not enough subscribers? Was it just not a model that worked? I don't know.
Right, and I think too, there's a combination of accessibility, cost, things like that. You know, like people who maybe want to use a service like this, maybe they actually already have a gaming system that's capable of playing a lot of these games, and they're okay with you know the current business model that, you know, getting things on the PlayStation online store and stuff like that.
I mean, let's be real. A kid can't afford a $60, $70 game every other week. Yeah. You know, staying current. Not to mention
prices of games going up. It's crazy.
In-game purchases. It's like. It's when we were growing up, it was like you got that cartridge and you were chilling. And if Dave wanted to play it, hey, here, hold on to Mario 3 for a while. You know, it's like, but I don't know. It's really exciting to see where we're going with this. I'm curious to see how many generations we're going to have left of consoles and PC and gaming as well. So
yeah. So in other news, Milk Studios has announced their Artist of the Week.
Yeah, and it happened to be my friend LAmour Supreme, who was also just on the Adorama podcast. You guys can check that out, but you can also check out this video that we put out of me doing the actual shoot. He needed a portrait for it, so we went to a studio in Greenpoint, and you'll get to see the thought process about how do we shoot on location, what are we looking for, an environmental portrait, what does the client need, things like that. Check it out on Adorama TV. Hit up all the links in there.
Yeah. There's the podcast, this video,
and the Milk article.
Yeah.
So it's all LAmour all week. So, I'm sure he's loving that. But yeah, so I guess that's it for the week, huh?
I think so.
I guess that's it.
I think that would be it.
Yeah.
All right. So don't forget to leave your comments about how you feel about these articles. What's your take on these stories?
Right.
How do you feel about the drone issues?
I'm really curious to know what all you drone pilots, because neither one of us are really hardcore drone pilots. What is your take on this? Are you someone that's hesitant to get into droning? I got to know if this is actually causing an issue in this industry.
Yeah. What's your take on the EU ruling with the online photos?
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting
one. Would you
be
okay with your content just being a link rather than the actual image? Would you like to negotiate something where there's permission rather than not seeing the image at all inside the articles? Would it bother you not to see any images in the article?
Things like the Creative Commons and other copyleft methods,
okay,
I think kind of are a way to keep that mentality going. Like, oh yeah, you can use these photos, these images, for news gathering purposes, for your own purposes, as long as they're non-commercial, things like that, however you feel like using them. So that's also another interesting thing to kind of look into if you don't know about that stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of aspects to this that you might not even know about, and your rights are no joke, especially nowadays when it's the wild west of just slinging ones and zeros around. Yeah. So know what your rights are as a photographer, as a content creator, video, audio, all of it. I mean, we're talking about YouTube's biggest thing is audio rights and things like that. So yeah, let's talk.
So with that, like, subscribe.
Liking really helps us.
Yes, it does. If you want to keep the show around, please like.
But big news is coming. We have a lot of stuff to share with you we can't release yet. So hit that bell so you can always stay up to date with when we release these. And I guess me and Dave will see you in the comments.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, guys.